Chapter 5, Morphology of Flowering Plants. In this chapter, this is video number 3, and in this video, we'll be studying about the structure of leaf, its function, and arrangement of leaves. Now, let's start with the structure of leaf. We'll study all about the leaf. Now, we all know, students, that leaf is a lateral flattened structure which is born on the stem. Leaves, it always develops at the node, and the leaf bears a bud at its axil. It always bears a bud at its axil. You can see the structure. The place from where the leaf arises the node, and there is always a bud in its axil. The point from where the leaf arises, that's known as the leaf base. Then the stalk of the leaf is known as the petiole, and there is a leafy structure at the leaf base, which is known as stipules. Then this is the leaf blade, then this is the leaf lamina, and this is the midrib. Midrib has many veins. So the leaves, it is what? It is a flattened structure, and it uh, generally has a bud in its axil. This auxiliary bud develops into the branch. And leaves originate from the apical meristem. Leaves are arranged in acropetal order, that means the older leaves are below and younger leaves are on the top. Leaf is the most important part of the vegetative organ as it helps in photosynthesis. I just now explained to you the three parts of the leaf base, petiole, and lamina. Talking about leaf base, once again, the base from where the leaf originates, this base is the leaf base. In many of the plants, the leaf base is swollen. And when the leaf base is swollen, you call it as pulvinous. You see this in leguminous plants. Now let us talk about the petiole. What is the function of the petiole? The petiole holds the blade to the light. I'll show you again. This is the petiole, the stalk of the leaf. It holds the blade to the light. It is a long, thin, flexible structure, and it allows the leaf blade to flutter in the wind, and thereby cooling the leaf and bringing fresh air to the leaf surface. The lamina, or the leaf blade. This is the green expanded part of the leaf with veins and veinlets. This prominent vein is known as the midrib. It gives rise to many veins and veinlets. Veins provides rigidity to the leaf blade, and they also act as a channel of transport for water and minerals and food materials. The shape of the margin, this margin, apex, for different leaf is different. And even you can see the incision, the cuts. The extent of incision on the lamina varies in different leaves. Now let's talk about venation. What is venation? The arrangement of veins and veinlets on the lamina is termed as venation. It is basically of two types, reticulate venation and parallel venation. Reticulate venation is when the venation forms a network. It is known as reticulate venation. It is generally seen in dicot plants. And when the veins run parallel to each other, then you call it as parallel venation, and you generally see it in monocots. Next, let's see the types of leaf. There are basically two types of leaf, compound leaf and simple leaf. Compound leaf can be further be of two types, pinnately compound and palmately compound. Now, simple leaf, let me show you the figure. This is a simple leaf and this is a compound leaf. A leaf is said to be simple when its lamina, this lamina is entire. And even if it is incised, even if there is incision, this incision does not touch the midrib. Then you call it as a simple leaf. A simple leaf will always have a petiole. As well as a simple leaf will have stipules at the base. Whereas a compound leaf, the incision reaches up to the midrib such that these are known as leaflets. And this midrib, this is the midrib, this is known as rachis. The bud is present at the axil of the petiole in simple leaf as well as in compound leaf over here. But at each leaflet, there will be no bud in a compound leaf. And as I told you, compound leaf is of two types. Either it is pinnately compound or palmately compound. In a pinnately compound, this is a pinnately compound leaf. In a pinnately compound leaf, the number of leaflets are present on the common axis. In a pinnately compound leaf, the number of leaflets are present on the common axis. Whereas this common axis, it represents the rachis or the midrib. Whereas in a palmately compound leaf, the leaflets are attached to a point. You can see from one point all the leaflets are originating to a common point, and that also at the tip of the petiole. Now let's come to the next part, that is phyllotaxy. What is phyllotaxy? It is the pattern of arrangement of leaves on the stem or branch. It is of three types, either alternate, opposite, or whorled. Alternate phyllotaxy is when a single leaf arises at each node. Then that is known as alternate phyllotaxy. You can see only one single leaf is arising from each node. And this is commonly seen in China rose, mustard, and sunflower plants. In opposite phyllotaxy, a pair of leaves, you can see a pair of leaves arise from each node and they both are opposite to each other. You see it in guava plant or calotropis. Whereas in whorled, more than two leaves arise from the node and they are arranged in a whorl. You can see it in Alstonia. Now, the last part of the leaf, that is the modification of the leaf. The leaves are often modified to perform functions other than photosynthesis many times. The leaves may be converted into tendril, like in pea, which helps in climbing. They may be converted into spine, as in cactus, because you know cactus are the plants which you get it in arid areas, desert areas. So there the leaves are converted into spine to reduce transpiration. The leaves may also be fleshy and store food. For example, in onion and garlic. In some insectivorous plants like pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, the leaves are modified uh, to catch the insects, to trap the insects. Now, there is this plant, Australian acacia. In Australian acacia, the leaves are small and short lived. In this diagram, in this figure, you can see the leaves over here. Children, they are not the leaves. The leaves in this plant are small and short lived. The petiole of this plant expand and becomes green and synthesizes food. So this leaf-like structure which you see is actually the petiole. So these are the different modifications of leaf. With this, the structure, the function and modification of leaf, we finish this, we stop this video.